The Auditor General's report reveals that by the kind courtesy of COVID-19, Ghana benefited immensely from unprecedented inflow of funds from various sources such as the World Bank, the IMF, the African Development Bank, the European Union, the Contingency Fund, Bank of Ghana, among others. These funds, the audit report estimates to amount to a total of 21,844,189,000 Ghana cedis. That is what, according to the Auditor General, came into this country as a result of COVID-19. And so this is an extract from the audit report. You can see the table there, total amount mobilized. And if you add all the funds mobilized, you get a total of 21.8 billion Ghana cedis. We must emphasize here that this amount of 21.8 billion excludes other COVID-related funds, such as the $1 billion facility from IMF, being Ghana's share of the IMF special drawing rights to boost COVID, to boost our post-COVID economic recovery as a country. The Auditor General's estimates also excludes the over 62 million that accrued to the COVID-19 Trust Fund, which was established by an act of parliament to help mobilize funds to complement government's fight against COVID-19. So the 21.8 billion Ghana cedis we are talking about, being the total amount of money mobilized by this government to fight COVID between March 2020 and June 2022, is not all there is. As you can see on the screen, you realize that at number 3, the Auditor General only reported 5.5 billion, a little over 5.5 billion as inflows from the IMF. That was the first $1 billion we secured from the IMF under the Rapid Credit Facility. And if you can move to the next publication, you will see that IMF Executive Board approves $1 billion disbursement to Ghana to address the COVID-19 pandemic. This was in April 2020, just after we recorded our first cases of COVID-19. And you can go to the IMF website to read that. So go back. This is the $1 billion the Auditor General reported. But after this $1 billion, which came into the country in April 2020, we got another $1 billion to boost our COVID recovery program in 2021, which is not part of the 21.8 billion reported by the Auditor General. So if you can move to the next publication. Yes, which is also a publication on the Ministry of Finance's website. It says Ghana has received $1 billion allocation from the historic 650 billion IMF SDR allocation to boost global recovery. And this is dated August 27, 2021. More than 1 year after the first $1 billion came in. And so, go back to the table, the first table. You realize that clearly the Auditor General left this second $1 billion out of the total amount of money that has accrued to the Akufo-Addo Bawumia government to fight COVID-19. It cannot be found in that table. Again, you would recall that Parliament set up, by an act of Parliament, the COVID-19 Trust Fund and encourage Ghanaians, corporate Ghana, and other entities to donate into the fund to complement government's fight against COVID. According to the chairperson of the Board of Trustees, that fund has also accrued in excess of 62 million Ghana cedis. And here I'm talking about her ladyship, Justice Sophia Akufo. And if you can scroll up, this is a Ghana daily graphic publication or graphic online publication, in which the chairperson of the COVID-19 Trust Fund, indicated that the National COVID-19 Trust Fund has, since its inception on March 27, 2020, accrued cash of 62.3 million Ghana cedis as of June of this year. And she was speaking in 2022. So don't be deceived. The 21.8 billion Ghana cedis is just a tip of the iceberg. And that is what we want the people of this country to understand.